Welcome back to the TriFecta Airsoft podcast. I'm your host, E-Rock. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you never miss another podcast. Also, do me a favor. Go on to whatever podcast app you listen to us on and give us a rating and review. That really helps us rank in the searches. Thank you so much. Let's get into the podcast. Well, welcome, man. I found you, God, a while ago. And dude, I looked at our messages on Instagram. And you hit me up just a couple days ago, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I messaged you like the beginning of October, and forgot to message you back or whatever. So,
And I when I was listening to your other podcast, you were talking about, I was like, hey, I don't want to bug this person. Sound like I don't want to be that guy. So
yeah.
I'm like, so I either had to hit you up really quick. It's like, hey, was like, what's up? And then it's like, and I was like, oh, okay, got it.
Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm actually working on a I'm working on a podcast website.
Yeah.
I have a website already that is shit. Okay, it's cheesy as shit. It's functional, but I'm working on a podcast, specifically a podcast website to for these. And what's going to have, one of the features is going to be where people can sign up to be a guest on the podcast.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll really streamline the process for me because the way it is now, I am looking through Discord and Instagram and sometimes email for who I've contacted and trying to sort through messages. And what I don't like about how Instagram messages is set up is that it counts a DM, right, included with a response you did on somebody's story. So if you responded to, reacted to somebody's story, that gets listed in the messages as like a DM. It's all together.
Yeah.
And I don't know a way to separate it. I don't know.
I might can think of one way is like maybe get like a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
uh, like an Excel spreadsheet, and I just call them down, all the people you have contact,
Mm-hmm.
and I put another column saying that I already talked to this guy.
Yeah.
I will put either yes, no, or maybe wanted to. I don't know. It's again.
They have they have those like preset or formats or whatever, that templates. They have some like
Yeah.
that you can keep track of, all that kind of shit. You know, uh and I have a feature on my website through Wix. They offer something. Well, I don't have it. I'm not using it. They offer something on there that's, built in. It's like it's free or paid with my service, but I don't know how to set this shit up, man. So I found this other thing that is it seems to be a little more streamlined, geared just for podcasts. And
Hmm.
so anyway, I'm looking into that, and the service is really reasonable considering, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
so because I'm always afraid to message somebody that does web design and be like, how much how much is it to do, like, revamp my website and do this and this, whatever, because I don't want to get a, like, oh, $2,000. Like, no, it's not worth it to me. So I don't know.
I mean, if you can, I mean, there is hire on the spot website like the Fiverr or stuff like that,
Yeah.
and you want to say like, all right, I want to pay this much for web designs or whatever, like a
Yeah.
private server, and it's basically like Uber but hiring on
Hmm.
this on like for the service you want. The
Okay.
Fiverr.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very common here in California when people are like entrepreneur or like trying to be like as like a private hire kind of spot, a
Right.
one-on-one associations. And it's very common with hip hop artists,
Okay.
like things like you mentioned, like trying to design a web design. There's a lot of
Right.
people out here. It's just that It's if you want to offer a price tag of how much I want to offer to for the work, they give you depending on the quality. And also it's just like Uber, they give you like a rating system
Oh,
of
okay.
who's good in their
Yeah.
jobs, and you can pick the person is so basically you're offering a job, but you can pick who you can do your job. But once you
Well,
submit that job,
I've never looked at that site. My son did. One of my sons, it's on the our YouTube channel. He actually
yeah.
used it for some of our t-shirt designs when we first started. And I was like, "Hey, you're in charge of t-shirt design because I suck at it." He's like, "Well, I'm not good at it." I said, "I don't know, figure it out." So he was like, he's like, "Yeah, I found." And so he came up with some designs. I said, "Bro, those are good. What'd you do?" And he goes, "I hired somebody on Fiverr." I said, "Okay."
Yeah. Fiverr is a lot handy too. Is
Yeah.
like I use some of their service just for like creativity purpose. Like I pay $20 for some designs like I need to get come up with,
Yeah.
and then I use that their design, and then I convert it to my own designs,
Right.
so I can like but it's not like plagiarism. It's more like, all right, I'll pay you to give me an idea, and
Yeah,
I'll do my own way. So
for sure. Yeah. Well, listen, man, you are so your name's Tim, but your
yeah,
Instagram handle is what?
it's Hoonie.
Hoonie, yes.
I go by
How did you get
yeah.
that?
Is so funny thing is that it is my is the Hoon part is my actual middle name.
Okay.
So I am using my middle name as part of my uh Instagram name. And also, it's funny thing, it is my childhood nickname that I've been used by my family members
Yeah.
for since like the days I can remember.
Sure.
Um, the reason why it's called Hoonie is because in Korean traditions, if you're the younger guy, they usually add whatever your name is, and they add it with the e and knee part. So it's
Oh,
like if I call my daughter, I'll call her name, and then I'll call it e. But it's more like a Korean kind of thing in the family
yeah.
heritage. You just call their nicknames and stuff like that. So
Okay.
originally it wasn't Huni in the beginning. It was some weird gamer tag names I have been using for years since 2010.
Yeah.
And it was originally Magnus. Um, well, before that, it was I called myself the 49 Magnum
Yeah.
because I like the 44 revolver, and somehow I used my birth date as a number reference.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, and I was only 15, so I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I thought this was cool.
Yeah.
And then so and I'm just throughout the time I was playing, shooting games and all kind of online. So I'm like, I don't want to do the hassles. I just that's the first nickname I came and I stick to the whole year. And then when I start playing airsoft and I want to call myself get myself a call sign or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna call myself Magnus or Magnum, but I don't want to be referred to the rubber all the time. So that's like so
Oh shit.
and I was too scared to to announce it to my friends and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, I just like to keep it to myself. But my dumbass want to put it on Instagram, and
Oh, that's
so
funny.
uh, so yeah, so I decided to ramp up my Instagram, change everything who I am personally, because
Hmm.
something that is very personal. So I use Hoonie because it's very simple, it's very original, and I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure that nobody else can use that nickname but me.
Yeah,
So,
for sure, dude. That's
so
yeah, that is funny. And I saw you were you were in the military.
yeah, I was.
You're a jarhead.
Uh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, we don't use
You're a
that
fellow
term any.
jarhead.
Yeah, we don't use that term anymore. But yeah, yeah, people call me jarhead, um, letterneck or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was scrolling through your Instagram and I saw something you posted about, and it was way down, pretty far down on your Instagram. And I saw your one of your pictures in your uniform, and your
Oh,
camis, your desert camis. And I was like, oh shit, oh, he's a Marine. Okay. Hell yeah, nice.
those are like the old days of Instagram where I barely start using it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
posting it just to keep it, you know. But now it's just Instagram ain't what's the same back in the days. So yeah, I was getting just taking some corny pictures of me on my uniform, saying like, look, I'm the hot shot. I'm just gonna do this and do that.
Oh
But
yeah.
honestly, when I look back to my photos, I'm like, damn, that's some cringe things I have done back in the days. But yeah, but it's good memories and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, how did you end up going in the Marine Corps? Or
So
why, I
long
guess.
story short, um, my expectation wasn't that high, especially coming from an Asian household.
Yeah.
My mom didn't force me to get a career path. Why she told me is like, do what do you have to do, but I want you to get out of the house. What by the time you're turn 18,
Yeah,
and she really meant it.
for
She don't
sure.
want me to be in the house until I was 18. But so
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'll do what I have to do. Um, so I mean, I was in the MEPS program for almost a year and a half. I was probably one of the longest MEPS recruits in my recruiting station
Yeah.
because my dumbass thought I was like, oh, you know what? This will benefit me in my long run. But honestly, I think I just hang out in that recruiting station for way too long than I supposed to. I should just stay there when they call me, and then
Yeah.
like I'm literally went to every pool functions you can think of more
Oh
than
shit.
twice a week.
Damn.
That was how devoted I that was how devoted I was to join the Marines.
Yeah.
So I literally thought so before when I was in the middle year of my junior years, I was thinking, I was like, all right, what I want to do for my life. Like I have nothing that I can stand on my own 2 feet.
Yeah.
My grade wasn't that great, and especially when I was trying to compete with 700-800 students,
Right.
because because I grew up in Texas.
Okay.
In Texas educations, if you were like in the top 10% of your school, you can easily can enroll to any university with a scholarship, regardless of
Mm.
your GPA. But if you're not 10% and you're like 11% or above,
Yeah.
your college application is going to be more difficult than any of the 10%. So I'm
Sure.
like, uh, and plus I was like too lazy to do anything. I was smart. Like I can literally sleep in class and still pass the class.
Yeah.
So in my senior year, like around the spring time, I have an English teacher who was super heavy on college applications,
Mm.
and they made a some sort of like a major project that you have to do it or else you're gonna fail the English class. I was like, what the hell? Like I have to do this. So she told me like I have to apply 3 college and show proof.
Oh shit.
I was like, is this mandatory
That's
or is this
what?
like and
uh,
then I'm like, I was struggling. I even tried to submit an application to my community college that was literally 2 street away from where I live. And
yeah.
I'm like, I'm only 17. How the hell I'm supposed to do this? Like I'm so and then I realized that I was like, I'm not going to college after high school. I'm going to the military.
Yeah.
So I told my teachers like, hey, is there any way you can readjust this? Because I'm not planning to go to college. I'm going straight to the Marines. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, just give me a letter or cover letter from your recruiter. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
What? That's
Yeah,
I never
that
heard.
happens.
Okay.
So I have to bug my recruiter to give me some sort of like letter saying that, hey, I have signed my life away. Can you give me a proof?
Oh my
And that was a
God.
hassle for my recruiter. So I have to make like a profile about this thick reason why I'm not going to college, but I'm going to the Marines.
Oh,
And I end up
bro.
with and I end up with a grade of a B as a
Uh,
report. So I'm like, I was like, whatever. I'm done it. But I already committed to myself to the Marines. So when I so when I got to the Marines, I originally supposed to ship out during the summertime to San Diego, but there was some mishap at the MEPS about my medical records not being accurate or whatever. So I have to be postponed and reschedule for December, which I'm pretty sure that December time in San Diego is the crappiest time to
yeah,
be at boot camp. And long
right.
story short, 3 months later, through the hard training in the San Diego mountains, um, I got out as a Marines, and then I did 4 years active, 3 years reserve, and then and here I am with with beer and stuff. Hello.
Yeah, it's
Oh my god.
oh, it's good. It's fine. It cut out just a minute or just a few
Oh,
seconds. Yeah.
so yeah, but I can
Now,
say that
did you have family members or anything that like what was your when did you first start thinking, "Hey, I want to go in the military"? Like what was it,
so
movies or Call of Duty
not
or
not really. It was just instant. It's just like
yeah,
I just want to join the military. It's just
a way to get out of
but
the
there's other
house?
thing
It was
that
a job.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally played toy soldier when I was a kid
Yeah.
with the neighborhood
Right.
kids, and I can use I have a lot of imagination that I want to do. I can pretend to use a stick as a rifle, and I
Yeah,
just
for
go and shoot
sure.
down imaginary friends, enemies, and I just like I'm just like one of those weird kids who just do weird things. So
I mean, that's pretty normal. I grew up the same way,
yeah, so
sticks as
another
guns.
reason yeah, there other reason is that guns was my dream thing. I know it's crazy to say it, but it's like one of the things I really want to have as a possessions. And
Yeah.
um the funny thing is that my mom was the most restricted person that you will ever meet, especially as a being a parent.
Yeah.
My mom thought my mom thought that guns and weed was evil. That's how I grow up. Like
Yeah.
she was like I mean I'm a firstborn Korean generation in my family
Okay.
in America.
Right.
Both of my parents have migrated here from Korea back in the 80s,
Yeah.
and they try to make a living, and then I was here,
Right.
and they're not very accustomed to the American ways. They
Yeah.
still stuck in their Korean uh
Well, sure.
traditions.
Now, what
Um
as far as the like beliefs and stuff, I spent some time, just a couple months, but in South Korea, and but one of the things that I didn't really learn a whole lot about the culture too much, except for the party part, like the bars we went to. So what's like the main religion that you guys grew up, that you guys teach over there,
so I
or a common one?
we were mainly Christians based
Yeah,
conservative family.
gotcha.
Like I can say that Koreans and American traditions ain't far from each other due to the fact
Right.
that Koreans reflect based on Americans back in the 50s since after the Korean War.
Yeah.
So a lot of it have changed. There was more Western influence
Mm-hmm.
in my family. But at the same time, there is like there's things that never understood to my parents, especially like the politics and the rights as American.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well, the reason I asked
so the
about the
reason
religion
why
thing,
is that
because
I was a
I grew up the same way. Like my parents thought, well, they thought rock music was evil. Blue jeans were evil. I don't that's a long story, but yeah, it was. And when I wanted to go in the military, they were freaking out.
So yeah, like I have a lot of restricted uh beliefs when I was growing up. I mean, it was very conservative
Yeah.
living ways of living under my parents' household. But the big bad no was I cannot have nothing related to firearms,
Mm.
especially like water gun or Nerf like first person shooting games on my computer. So I'm like, so I cannot play toy guns, but yet I can play first person shooting games. Like, yeah, but
That's funny.
but everything in the military was yeah, everything in the military was a first for me, especially my first exposure to real steel.
Hmm.
Especially I was my dumbass want to name my first issue, my standard issue rifle Becky.
Becky.
Back in boot camp. I call my rifle Becky for some reason. I don't know
Where,
why I call her Becky, but that was the first thing in my mind. That's why I'm gonna call her Becky.
oh, that's funny, dude. I didn't
But
have a nickname for mine in boot
and
camp
I thought
except
I was
oh shit.
like I wish I could still remember the serial number, but that's more like that
Oh
was long
God,
ago.
bro,
Every
mine's been
but
30 years.
every rifle I got issued, I call it Becky. So Becky 1, Becky 2, Becky 3. I end up with Becky 5.
Damn, you had a
So
bunch of twins.
5 times, yeah, 5 times I got the same issue weapon, but I call him Becky regardless.
Nice. Now, were you
But
into
other than that,
airsoft?
everything.
Were you into airsoft before you went in the military?
Yes and no. Okay, so airsoft wasn't a major port. It wasn't a major part of my life till like after I got out of the military.
Gotcha.
I was exposed to airsoft, or we call it the BB guns back in the days.
Yeah.
I got like all my friends had like the Springer BB guns that you get at the swap meet or at one of those corner stores, and we're just popping with each other with the Springers with no safety glasses,
Right.
nothing to protect us. And then I have other friends who got Nerf guns, and we just played those as well. So we're like crisscrossing with each other with Nerf guns and airsoft guns.
Yeah.
And I told my mom, I was like, hey, can I get this? Like, nope. Not even the $5 ones. She's like, nope, you're not gonna get those. So, but funny
Guns
thing
are
is,
evil, bro.
my younger brother, he got his Nerf. Yeah, but my younger brother got Nerf guns before I did,
What?
and he was only 5 years old. I was like, how is this fair?
Oh shit.
So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it was like, but at the same time, I was 15, so I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna play with toy guns anymore. But BB guns, that's something else. But yeah, I wasn't. I was like, you know what? Just let my brother live his own life.
Right.
Um, so but when airsoft became a major part of my life, I was at Camp Pendleton and I was at Vinegar Boulevard at the back exit. Every time I get out between that exit, I see that paintball field on Camp Pendleton.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, I'm seeing this big ass dinosaur, a abandoned helicopter, and you see an open field. I'm just like, what is this side of the field? Like this side of this base? Like I never
Yeah.
seen. It was like all it was all um housing neighborhoods and like the basically the civilian side of
Yeah.
the base. I'm like, I have not seen this place before. And then every time I exit that gate, I was like, that drive made me want to play to get into that. So
Yeah.
so I was about so and but at the same time, being in the military did not give me any spare time. So I just,
Right.
just wait until I got all the free time in the world. Um, but
See,
on
I
my
was at
last year of my act,
yeah, that wasn't a thing over there when I was at Pendleton. But I was stationed on now I lived in Fallbrook. So I went out one of those
Oh,
back gates, to go through. I went through the naval
Fallbrook.
ammo dump or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's still there, but there was an exit on the back where you had to drive through an ammo dump. And now this is back, before cell phones and all this other shit. So this is 92, but it was you had to turn our radios off in the car because they had radio activated, not radioactive, but missiles and whatever ordnance that could be set off by
yeah,
your radio waves or whatever. But I worked on I was stationed at Edson Range, which if you went to MCRD San Diego, that was the range you qualified on. So
yeah.
yep, I
It
worked
was
on there.
cold.
Yeah, I was there for a couple of years before I got out.
Oh yeah. So
They didn't
I
have any
mean,
paintball thing over there when I was driving through there back
oh
then, of course.
they put that paintball field since later in the 2000s.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm pretty sure there wasn't no housing back in the days
Right.
where I was describing. It was just it was a brand new area, residential area where they're just being developed and having new couples, married couples to move in, stuff like
Gotcha.
that. It's
Yep.
basically where
The base
where
housing
the
or whatever.
yeah, it was all the base housing.
Hmm. Yeah, we
So,
applied
but
for base housing when we were there, when we got married, and it was like a 2-year wait. I said, fuck, I'll be out by then. Shit.
yeah, when I got married, my master gun was seriously about putting me into a base house. It's like, nah, I really don't want to do that
Yeah.
because I was one of those guys who just recently got married at the weekends and never told anybody because it was never been their business. But they were all freaking out, and they one time trying to force me to go to the chaplain with my wife, and I'm like, and trying to put into like a wedding counseling or whatever. Well, I'm like,
Oh shit.
whatever. So, um, so yeah, back to airsoft. So my first actual airsoft experience was literally in Arizona,
Oh,
and yeah, it was never. It was yeah. It's sad to say that I was never been a Californian airsoft player, but I was played at Arizona for the first time.
yeah.
I so I was
You
in.
moved there after
So
you got
I
up?
was like, no. I was visiting my mom,
Oh, okay.
who was there, and I took my brother, who was only 14 at the time, and we went to the one of the indoor CQB. I think was the VIP one.
Mm,
I really don't know Arizona airsoft fields,
yeah.
but we went there, and just like anybody else, like who was new to the airsoft, I was like, what the hell were we supposed to do? So I just asked so many questions. Then they told us like, all right, here's your crap, put it
Yep.
on, and never remove your mask.
Yeah.
The first thing my brother ever did was he took his damn mask in the safe zone in the field, and then we got belittled about the ref. I'm like, this is our first time playing, and he's told me, nope, it's not an excuse. We told you at the front desk,
Yeah.
don't remove your mask.
For
So
real.
we had to sit down, and then we had to sit down for two games because we broke the big rule. But
Right.
I was like, oh crap! And I really spent about $100, so I'm really lost about 40 minutes of my time
Yeah.
out of the 4 hours rentals that I had to sit out the first two games. I was like, this is some BS. But during the day we'd had some fun, and all I had was 1,000 BBs, so I didn't
Uh,
have no interest of buying more BBs. But by the time I came back home, back to California, that urge of continuous playing airsoft just became bigger and bigger every day.
yeah.
And then I just got, and this is back in 2016. No, 2014. So this has been many years ago,
Yeah.
and this is where I started looking at YouTube, where Desert Fox was barely a small channel.
Mm,
Evike YouTube channel was just barely growing. So
yeah.
I was like literally investing my time studying the ways of the airsoft.
Right.
So,
This is the way.
but during that time, yeah, that was the way. But during that time, airsoft information, I didn't know where to get all my information at airsoft,
Yeah.
especially when I barely know anybody when I was playing airsoft. So so the closest field I ever went was out on literally on was on Camp Pendleton.
Yeah.
And especially when I have that military idea, I was freely able to go in and out of the base
Right.
as a military personnel. So, and that's where I met some good friends of mine out there who literally introduced me to play airsoft. They're known as the Black Knight.
Mm.
They're not very active now anymore, but back in
Yeah.
the days they were. And my friend Tommy, he is known as the Airsoft Ninja. If you look at his old YouTube, or his main channel is Instagram is called the Team Black Knights.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I say I
and they
follow a
host.
Airsoft Ninja on Instagram. So yeah, it's something it's different. Okay.
By now there's going to be a lot of people who's going to run with the name ninjas on their on
Right.
their. So,
Right.
but back in the days, he was known as Airsoft Ninja, and
Yeah.
everybody called him Ninja because he was the only ninjas around.
Right.
And then I had my good buddy, this Airsoft Samurai, who is currently in Black Knight. Uh, him and we've been running around since Camp Pendleton days. Now we have moved to Code Red Airsoft Park to be our home field now.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, my not my influence, my relationship with everybody that I encounter got bigger and bigger. And then, and I'm just, I guess I'm somewhat known around the Southern California.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I'm just your average airsoft player.
Yeah.
But again, I want to do something more to the community beside playing airsoft. But I haven't reached that peak of my life yet where I can just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Um, my my true desire is to teach younger generation or new airsoft players like how not to screw yourself over the first 3 years of playing airsoft. Like, don't I'm like a living life experience of how not to spend your first $500 on airsoft guns.
What not to do when you start
So
airsoft.
no, when you hit your first $500 in your airsoft career, you should know what to buy and not to buy when you
Yeah.
start playing airsoft. And a lot of my friends call me I'm a dumbass who bought like stupid gears and stuff like that. So over time, I have spent probably about several $1,000s in the sports,
Sure.
and I only been playing about 6-7 years now. So,
Okay.
and my wife wasn't too happy about that.
I'm sure. For real,
But
man.
again, but my first 2 years was super rough. I mean, airsoft for me, I only play like maybe once every 6 months. My first 2 years,
Yeah.
so I'm still fresh in the pond. But after 3 or 4 years after, I'm like became a regular visit airsoft player to
Mm.
all kind of fields. Um, and I'm planning to play more than once or twice a month just to get
Gotcha.
that footage, trying to get that game footage and trying to meet up all my friends I haven't not touch, haven't spoken to for over since the pandemics hit. So I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen. So yeah, I play airsoft during the time, but it wasn't more than I thought I want to do it.
Right.
But over time, I've been improving my games and trying to decide what to do the next step. But yeah, I mean, airsoft is part of my hobby anyway, and I have like several other hobbies that I do enjoy doing during my cool time.
Like what? Well, you draw,
So
right?
yeah,
You still
I
draw?
draw I draw frequently, but I'm not a I call myself more of a doodleist than an
Yeah.
artist. like I can doodle way better than I when I draw. When I doodle, I have a lot of freedom in my mind that I can just do it in within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But when I get more into it, I I get really angry
Mm.
to myself because I try to make this as a like try to make it be as
Oh yeah.
perfect as possible,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have the patience to do it like you know how other artists do it like 40 80 hours on a art piece. If it passed more than an hour for me, I just literally crumb it up and throw it away, even though it's like perfect drewn and everything. I have done that so many times and I kind of regret it because like I even use old pieces as a reference for my newer drawers, and I'm like should have kept some of my young ones. I have like a binder full of old pieces that I drew when I was like 7 years old,
Yeah.
and I have it
That's
like
cool.
in a protection sheet. Um,
I have a sketch
Beside
pad that I
drawing it,
used when I did when I was laid up, when I was sick or whatever, and I was able to start. Still, I wasn't able to walk, but I was able to use my hands better. I got a sketch pad and some charcoal pencils,
uh-huh.
and I started sketching. I saved all those because
Can
I
I
needed
hold?
something to do.
Sorry, I need
Yeah,
to charge my laptop really quick.
yeah. Go ahead.
All right, I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
Um, Sorry
So what
about
else
your
do you do besides drawing?
um. So I so beside airsoft and drawing, I do I try to get into like more of a custom fabrication work on vehicles.
Oh shit.
Uh, yeah. I have maybe not. I barely have. I just barely started the experience of making custom fabrications. I try to. My brother-in-law and I have tried to rebuild several old cars like the Civics and stuff. Trying to
Oh,
like
okay.
he do more of the mechanical work, and while I do more of the cosmetic work.
Hmm.
Because I was more artistic person than he is.
Yeah.
And then I was testing out with using fiberglass and other materials, and then just realized how much time consuming it is. So so I was like,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm gonna hold this on when I'm get a lot older, study more, and when I have enough money, I could start do a full body
Gotcha.
kits and stuff like that. I have several other hobbies. My next one, my biggest hobby after airsoft, once I am unable to play airsoft anymore, where I'm at that age where I'm like, you know, I'm sick and tired of playing airsoft with these people, or my like I don't want to come home all sweaty and all broken. My next hobby is that I got into Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just got into it thanks to my friend Dale. Um, he introduced me to that because I like to play I like to make and play little figurines on the tabletop.
Right.
He first introduced me to like Space Marines. I'm like, here, you're the Marines. Throw this boys around, and this is you can play whatever you want. And it's like
Right.
cool, you know, because back in the days I like to play StarCraft
Gotcha.
on my computers, and Space Marines was like the first thing I can remember.
Yeah.
And then when he introduced me to Warhammer, my mind just so there was like a lot of other factions
Now, do you do the
besides
like
Space
paint?
Marines.
Do you
Because
paint all the little figures and stuff?
yeah, so the funny thing is that when I first got introduced to Warhammer, my first faction was the Space Marines,
Hmm.
and I'm like, you know what, like, because I thought humans were the good guys during the whole Warhammer franchise, but when I read more and more into it, there there was more dark issues that I read than I thought, more like with genocide and like
Yeah.
like they're a more genocidal person than I ever thought. So then I looked around even more into the franchise, and my friends told me, it's like, fine, how about this? What about the orc?
Mm,
I was like, I really don't want to be the orc. And he told me, he's like, if you're the orc, you will be the most happiest person in the world. There's no restriction of creativities. There's nothing. If you can believe it, it will happen. That's what the
huh,
orc belief are is that if you believe something super hard, it will happen. So like,
huh.
I mean, if you think like in the orc factions, you can make a 2x4 into a living weapon.
Gotcha.
Don't ask me how is it gonna happen. It will happen.
Yeah.
And you can think of any weapon system you can think of and multiply that by 10.
Huh.
Throughout throughout the physical way, throughout the mechanical ability way, just smash it together and it will become a workable unit. But I mean, that's what they that's what the franchise will say. But when you play on a tabletop, there's so much rules you have to
Oh, I
follow
was gonna say that
if you want to
sounds
play it
like
on.
in that case they would be the orcs would be like undefeated or something, you know?
Yeah, so when I first heard of it, I got my first orc unit. I just basically kit bash everything imagined. So like there's this little robot that I put together. He only have like a chainsaw and like a rocket launcher. But because of me thinking of so much things I can do it, I add about 8 more rocket launcher on my one arms, and I throw about 7 different chainsaw one and
Jesus.
the other arm, and it just and I became like a little bigger version of the miniature. And I call my friend and it's like, hey, you think this is legal unit to play on the table? So I was like, not really. It's like you have to play as the rules said. You can't have too much crap on your unit or you're gonna play it. I
Huh.
was like, crap. I just spent 3 hours just putting it together and just painting it.
Yeah. No shit.
and and then I did but beside airsoft, drawing, Warhammer, I do some sort of like martial arts on the side practice. I actually got into like sword fighting.
Mm,
Um, yeah, sword fighting became my next LARPing. I was
yeah.
planning to get like plastic swords, like those heavy durable swords you can LARP with, and you go actual tournaments. There's a lot
Right.
of tournaments down here in Southern California where you can become either a Jedi or like some sort of a historical
I've heard of that.
warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, this but it's but the only thing that killed that project was because of the drive. Because I
Oh,
live in the middle of everything, and it will take me about 2 hours just to get there and 2 hours to come back. And driving on the 5 or the 15s are the worst thing as a
yep.
driver, especially in California.
Bro, five, even back when I was there in you know early 90s, I-5 was a fucking nightmare then. I can't
But it
imagine
still
now.
is.
Oh, I'm sure.
It is still is. They expanded the highway a lot, but we got too many California drivers who can drive, especially with their all their Teslas on the road. Yeah, it's like I swear to God, I freak out when a girl is on the phone while driving a Tesla, and keep forgetting that they still have
It's
one of those automatic
auto drive. Yeah.
driver. Yeah, I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah, they're just sitting there like, and the cars just go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's funny,
So
dude. Well, what
yeah,
part
but
of
yeah, that's
California are you in?
I'm in Orange County.
Okay.
I'm like literally I'm in a dead heart of Orange County basically,
Yeah, by
where
LA or south of
yeah,
LA. Yeah.
and if you think about like if you're trying to travel around as being a part of the airsoft community, it's the worst things you can be doing is driving airsoft fields. I literally live about hour and a half away from all field, especially Tech City, indoor field,
Oh, Tax
N1
City, yeah.
Project N1. Yeah, Project N1,
Yeah.
um,
What about
Full Red.
Hollywood? What is it? Hollywood Sports or something?
Yeah, Hollywood Sports in lower LA County. Yeah, everywhere I go is about hour and a half away.
You know who
So I'm
plays
like,
at Tax City is one of the girls I did a podcast with, Drop Dead Drizzle. Do you follow her?
no.
On Instagram, Drop Dead Drizzle, and then her other Instagram is that Tax City girl. So
Oh,
she does.
yes.
You
Yeah.
follow her? Okay, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, who's dead drop? Nah. But yeah,
Well, that Tax City girl is her main like airsoft account, and then the Drop Dead one is she'll
her
have
personal.
a mix, yeah, a mix of stuff,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I follow. I mean, in Southern California, you will encounter all well-known airsoft
Right.
players, and you especially know what field they normally play at. And mean, you, I mean, one weekend you will probably meet all kind of airsoft players, especially
Hmm.
those big names. And I'm like, to me, there's just another every other normal people with just really big following on in their
Oh, for
social
sure.
media. I was like, when I first saw Desert Fox and Unicorn Leia, where's all the hype? Like, I don't see no hypes around them. Like, I mean, yeah, I know that their names are big, but it's
Yeah.
like, to me, they're just regular people with normal life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I'm trying to figure out what was their like. I'm as a person who's trying to make content with his social media, I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out without even asking them how you do it. And I'm like, but like, I mean, there's a big gap between where I'm at and where they're at now, because big Desert Fox and Leia, um, uh, Airsoft Alphons or Douche the Hooligan or everybody else that I follow, they've been in this game for a long period of time. I'm over here maybe
Right.
like my YouTube channel has only been a year old now, year and a half, and my Instagram I haven't become this big of an airsoft player since 3 years, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm growing there. It's just that I'm not at the pace where I want to be at.
Right.
Um, like I want to make I'm pretty sure I hear this multiple times from other people. It's like they want to make their YouTube channel big. They want to
Oh,
become
yeah.
like a big name. I'm like,
Sure. That's why most people start a YouTube channel, you know?
yeah, and I'm like, it's like nowadays is like there's too many. There's 1,000 account out there, and only maybe about few will ever get the success because they know what they're doing. And I'm like over
Right.
here trying to figure out. I was like, what am I at right now? Like, should I make quality that people want to watch, or make mass produce cheat videos on my YouTube to get the views? But like my like I want to make my platform more like an educational platform than anything else.
Yeah.
Like I like to teach people. Like I like to show people like it's like, hey man, I know you're doing your own things. Maybe I could give you some suggestions and stuff,
Hmm.
especially when you are like putting tactical gears on you. Like I'm gonna make you feel comfortable and you be with your gear so you can run back and forth without trying to hurt your back and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
have a lot of friends who come to me asking me, it's like, hey man, what do you suggest of doing this and that? I'm just like, okay, first of all, take that thing off and don't put that ever again. And maybe like I mean like
They're
it's
like,
like
man, it looks cool though.
but I ask him, are you comfortable? It's like, nah. I was like, okay, well, try to do this and that. And one of my friend who's in the tactical league in Southern California, you probably heard of tactical league before, right?
Yeah. Yep.
He was part of the Order 66,
Oh, okay.
and he before he came and actual play the first game of the league about a year ago. He came to me and was like, all right, man, I got all this gear. What do you want? Like, what can I do to get better? I'm just like, less is more. And and try to readjust everything. Try to get yourself that comfortable point, and then from there you can tell yourself like, all right, do I need this? Really need it? And stuff like that. And then he came back to me and was like, yo, man, thank you for the advice. You just probably have saved me maybe about 5 pounds of gear off of me.
Right.
So like I was like that. I thought I thought like, you probably heard a term called tactical gearhead or whatever.
Tactical
Like a
gearhead.
gearhead, like you have a bunch of all this gear on you, and you
Oh
thought
yeah.
you're all cool and tactical, but
Yeah.
you look like a clown out there in the fields. I thought that was who I was when I first played airsoft. Like if you see all back in like the early days of my airsoft career, you should probably saw me with my with the 249 that I borrowed with the grenade launcher, and I was holding like this
Oh
with
shit.
with my full mask, and I have like shoulder pad, like those oversized interceptor armors, and shoulder pad, and the ground pouch and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I was like, and I thought I was a badass, but when I first played that in that loadout, I kind of regret it. um, and then and then I slowly realized that I really don't need all this gear. So I'm like, about every 6 months, I change up with my gears. I went from from a plate carrier to the chest rigs. I went from a full size rifle to to a, a to a stubby or like a very lightweight.
Mm,
I literally swapped my VFC Avalon
yeah.
to a G&G RP9
Oh, nice.
due to the weight.
Right.
So, and I got two ARP9s, and I'm planning to get the new lineup, the RP9 2.0, to the fact that it got better. What I was looking for, have all they have in that new platform that's coming soon, or
Really.
they really is ready there. It's just that I didn't have the money to buy it yet.
What
I mean,
yeah, what is the new one? What's the new features on it?
so the first ARP9 have it got it was a short barrel length. It got that collapsible bus stock,
Yep.
but the main issue, it was the battery compartment.
Yeah, dude. It's tiny as fuck. I got one hanging on the wall here, one of the first ones. Yeah.
And another main issue was the length of the wire that connect to the battery,
Yep.
and the amount of space that you have. I'm like, what the
Hmm.
hell? So
Yep.
I'm like, literally think of it as like a bacon wrap on a hot dog. It's just wrapping that thing around my battery just so I can play it. And not long ago, my wires start to snap,
Right.
and so I'm like, you know what, screw this gun. I'm like, even though I upgraded several times, my dumbass did not spend enough money on the on the butt stock.
Yeah. Yeah, my son, he bought it and then he got some kind of extension for the buttstock for the battery thing.
I didn't like that,
Yeah.
even though I have about maybe about inch and a half more room in it.
Hmm.
I was like, I can't afford new batteries, like especially like I only run with a 9.6 nunchuck batteries. That's the only things I know how to take care of it. Any other
Mm.
batteries, either I overcharge it or I undercharge it.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm like, and I don't have time to like, like do more research on the battery. I'll just know is that, all right, I'm gonna grab my 9.6. That's all I'm gonna grab. That's the only thing I'm gonna buy it through Amazon or for e-bike, whatever.
Well,
And
listen, bro,
and
that I'm going to tell you right now, for that gun, we use a 7.4 lipo. It is thin, super fucking thin. It fits great in that thing. Uh, so you lose a little bit of because it's so small, it's not going to last, for
but I
12
so
hours. But
so another thing is I literally strip everything off my ARP9,
yeah,
and I have put like a standard M4 butt stock, crane butt stock on it. The other one I got an SRU uh SRU bus stock. You know those 3D printer bus stocks.
I think so. I've probably
The
seen them.
SRU.
Yeah.
I have one. So I have two ARP9s. I have one with the red red bus stocks and I put a so I that was my regular my regular gun that I usually commonly use.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the SRU fixed. It's basically like it's like a P90 hand. It's like a P90 handle. So it's the handle and the bus stocks all intertwined as one piece.
Yeah.
The problem is that I got the very first version of the 3D printer bus stock,
Yeah.
and that thing was wobbling like crazy. And I'm like, I literally spent about $150 from Taiwan to ship it to me,
Oh shit.
and it was literally and then when I put it together, it was literally shaking. Either I didn't install it right, or I have like a miscalculated 3D printer issues to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, about a week later, Evike have them online.
Oh shit.
So I have to wait mine to ship here to California for almost 2 months,
Yeah.
while Evike had it a week later when I
Mm-hmm.
received it. And I could have saved about $30. So like I said, it's like you can either do your research before you buy things, or you just want to be on a rush and just spend your money.
Right. And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people I've talked with, when they start out, they'll watch some videos, but that's there's not a whole lot of videos that walk you through step by step.
No.
This is what you want to start with. Don't buy this extra stuff. The general rule for most people that, when they start is that I've heard is, if you've never played before, don't spend a bunch of money on a gun and gear. Go to a field and be a rental, just rent the shit and
Yeah.
try it out. Because if you don't like it, that whatever, that just the whole experience, then you're going to waste a bunch of money for nothing, and you see a lot of that where, people on Hop Up, they go one time and they bought all this shit because they thought they were going to play, or maybe they played, 2 or 3 times and they're like, it's not really my thing. And then they sell all their crap online.
Yeah, my journey from the beginning was kind of rough. Instead of me trying to sell it back, I try to get more and more stuff. um, like when I first purchased my first rifle, I got it from Dick's Sports and Goods store
Yeah.
for like $60, and I took that to the field,
What
and
was it?
everybody was it was like one of those Army branded sponsor from, oh my god, what is one of those pellet gun company? Crossman.
Oh, Crossman. Yeah.
But it was not a Crossman legitimately, but it was like
Something like
a
that.
tier down. Yeah, and
Right.
my rifles was barely shooting like 95 FPS.
Jesus.
95. And I'm
Damn.
like,
That's like,
and
what's it go, like 15 feet?
yeah, and not only that, I was using the green plastic ball that you get
Oh, the
at
point one
Walmart.
twos,
Yeah, the 1.2s. You
bro.
see, even I don't even I forgot the. So
They
I was like,
those are the ones they send, a lot of times you'll get those in the box, like when you get one of the cheaper guns,
yeah,
they'll have a little, just a little bag to like test it out or whatever. And they're always the .12s. And I remember when we first started getting those, I'm like, oh, here, we can use these. And my sons were like, no, we're never putting those in our gun. They will fuck up your gun. I
so
was like, oh,
yes,
okay. So we'd save those for somebody actually on our YouTube channel commented and said, save those for your grenades, those shower grenades or something like that. Those spring grenades, you can use them for that.
yeah.
Those are, they work great for that. But yeah, the .12s, bro, those are what you use in the little springers. you
Yeah.
know?
Uh, then when from there, I try to upgrade. So my next step was like, you know what? I'm gonna mess with the gearbox,
Hmm,
but they didn't tell me how sensitive the screw was.
bro.
So when I was on my last screw, I was literally forcing it until like it's very completely stripped,
Mm,
and 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 I just only had this gun for 2 months.
yeah,
So like it was like I the full retail price I have spent on that first setup was about 150 bucks.
yeah.
It completely wasted in 2 months. And then and then my second purchase of a rifle was a used Velkin. You see so I got a used Velkin
Was it the
battle machines.
ASL?
I really don't know. All I know is it was
Little
the Valken Battle Machines
okay.
2.0 or like, and it was a used gun that I got it for like 40 bucks from my friend. He's like, here, man, you can have this
Yeah.
because your guns suck. So and I got it. It's like very more realistic. It was more realistic than the ones I got. It was like everything was changed. Every different aerodynamic portion of the the grips and everything. It completely changed my view of airsoft.
Hmm.
But that thing shot about 40 FPS. So I'm like,
140.
so you gave me a
Jesus.
gun with 140 F. Yeah. I mean, it was a first gun, so
Yeah,
he
yeah.
used it a lot. So I thought of like upgrading it, and I put about another like 140, 150 bucks of upgrade, like new
Mm,
inner barrels, new hop up, new torque mortars and like that. It went from 140 to 270,
okay.
but at that time I just considered got a new gun at the same time. So I got a G&G combat machine.
Yeah, those are nice.
Again, used gun from Facebook Marketplace
Oh shit.
back in 2000 back in 2017, and it was shooting well out of the from the trade. It was shooting about 340
That's good.
with 2.0.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and I played about maybe like 2 or 3 times, and then I decided to put up like another 300 bucks of upgrade to the friends that I used to know. He used to do tech work. It worked fine. It was 410 FPS, and
Mm,
then some reason it's just stripped on me.
gotcha.
And I was like, come on, man! I spent literally 300 bucks, and you gave me a busted ass guns, and did not even bother coming back to me and saying that I'm gonna fix it for you. But
Yeah, that's
like
frustrating.
VFC Avalon, and then my RP9 was my first brand new gun purchase
Mm.
from Evike, and then I got another used RP9, which
Oh shit.
and then after that I just got another. Then after that, and then after that, everything else was an M4s, and then I decided I want to get a machine gun. Like I want to get a machine gun,
Yeah.
and then I purchased a that night armament Stoner 96
Oh,
from one
nice.
of my friend.
Yeah.
Very old machine guns, and that was play. It was shooting flawlessly until the gearbox the ammo box doesn't want to feed,
Ah.
and I broke that after the 2 game.
Oh shit.
So the
Holy.
gun was fine. It was just, but the ammo box was not broken. It was not feeding. And
Yeah.
I tried to look on Evike to find a replacement. There was none. It wasn't available anymore.
Hmm.
Or do I have to make a convert? I have to make a conversion from a 249 ammo box to the Stoner. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all who's watching this saying that, man, that this kid is stupid. He could do something else. And like, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who know LMGs, they probably know how to fix that easily. But to me, I'm just a new guy with a big ass gun, so I don't know what to. So I hit it up with my friend Shore. His Instagram was Shore. Hold on, where is it? Shoreline Airsoft.
Yeah.
He's known for his machine guns.
Oh, okay.
So I hit him up and it's like, look, man, I got this Stoner 96. Are you interested for a trade?
Yeah.
I would trade anything to get rid of this gun. Even though I
The
gave
gun
him
was
I
fine
gave
though, right?
yeah, the gun is fine, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm more of a 249 or 240 Bravo kind of guy.
Yeah.
So the Stoner 96 wasn't my due to my Marine Corps experience.
Right.
It never felt the same for me. So I hit him up. He said, "Yo, I got this Crytek Trident. If you want to trade," I'm like, "Fair enough." Which equal trade. I got I got a Crytek Trident with 4 PTS magazine. I think 2 PTS magazine. The other
Yeah.
unknown magazine, and I got an optic with it. So to me it was a fair trade. So
Yeah, the Tridents are
and
nice,
then
man.
so Crytek. Yeah, Crytek was my is now is my to go gun for like a bigger games, but my ARP9s will always be my butter on my bread kind of kind of game
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, the G and
Um
Gs, man, those are man, those are good guns. Like most of the time, like if you buy
yeah,
them new, you know, where if you don't touch them, if
yeah.
you don't open them up, just leave it how it is. Those things are fucking great, man, out of the box.
Like you know how everybody have their own brand they like to follow or buy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a I'm a I'm a diehard G&G fanboy.
Yeah.
Like I love G&G. Like I mean I probably have more positive review on G&G products than any other products. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
dude.
I mean don't like you got to look at my perspective as an airsoft player and a consumer. G&G is able to pull out products that have affordabilities and reliabilities, and those are the 2 things that I was
Absolutely.
looking for. Everything else, everything else, can come later. Like cosmetic wise, I can do that my
Right.
own. I can swap parts, whatever.
Yep.
But if I'm gonna spend about $300-$400 and the parts is like available on the next day shipping,
Yeah.
G&Gs will be my first choice
Yeah, for
or
sure, man.
anything else. I mean, don't get me
I've
wrong.
heard I've heard nothing
I
but
like
good about G&G.
VFC
Like,
Avalon.
yeah, the Avalons. I've heard good things about them too.
Like I mean, like I want their yeah. Like don't get me wrong. VFC Avalon haven't disappoint me. My Crytek haven't disappoint me. But at the same time, they were at that. If you buy them new, you're easily looking about $600-$700 right now.
Right.
And then G&G, I mean, like even the entry level guns can beat my mid tier build guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I even drop about like maybe $200-$300 of upgrades on my guns, even though those are like the low ball of the upgrade budget.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I'm like the next few year or two, I'm probably gonna get more G&G products than I probably gonna get anything else,
Yeah.
gun wise.
Sure.
Okay, like chest rigs and everything else. I have other ways to get other though.
Yeah.
So I'm like right now I'm looking to get the G&G ARP9 2.0 SMG9.
Mm.
The oh
I
my god,
haven't seen that one.
I just the SBN SMG9 is the pistol carbine.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm trying to get into another pistol setup, but honestly, my 2 biggest issues I have with airsoft is either I have no knowledge of airsoft pistols,
Yeah.
and I really hate grenades. Those are the 2 things I
You
hate
hate
the most about
grenades?
airsoft. I hate grenades, and I don't like pistols.
How dare you?
Due to the fact that yeah, like you gotta look at it. It's like grenades are like for me, flash not flash like grenades like the oh my god, I cannot get the names out. The
Oh,
one of those one
the
time use.
EG EG67s. The
I
what?
have EG67. I use
Yeah,
them in the missile, but that's probably the only grenades I can use
yeah,
that I don't have to worry about. But they're overpriced to me.
yeah. What grenades
uh,
are you talking about?
those one of those CO2 grenades that you install and those make loud pound sound.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to remember that names, but especially the cyclones, I don't like them
Mm,
because for $100, Airsoft Innovations, I know they're good grenades. Don't get me wrong, but they're overpriced for a one-time use.
yeah.
What's it called? One of those grenades you can just install the exterior
The
with
launcher,
CO2 and you throw. Yeah, the launchers. I don't even like those.
the
I mean,
tag in
I'm a
rounds, the Reaper rounds for the
yeah
tag in.
yeah.
Bro,
Again. I'm
those are
like
badass.
I I I I used it one time. I loved it, but I asked him, I was like, yo, how much you spend on this? It's like, you want to know. I'm
Exactly.
like, give me a rough estimate. It's like the whole setup of mine is about $1,000.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, never mind. So, and
Yeah.
pistols, I know there's a lot of pistol boys out there, especially on the Speak QB arena and stuff like that. But pistols, I have few. It's just that I never maintain them.
Yeah.
I basically say like fuck it. I use them as a decoration piece for me.
Right. Because you
Even
barely
though
ever
I
pull your, yeah. So if you
no
play, do you play outdoor like mil sim types?
yeah I play a lot outdoors due to the fact that some reason the California indoor arenas just fog my mask up, and I have to wear
Oh,
glasses, so
right.
I'm blind. Like every time I play the airsoft, I'm always blind, so I don't know who I'm shooting. If it
Oh shit.
because if there's not enough light out there, my visions get a little blurry,
Yeah.
and especially if you're playing in a dark area and you don't know who's your enemy is,
Right.
and we're a very tight corner. So I mean, it's gonna be a fest shooting BBs at each other, but at the same time, it's just I get claustrophobic in CQB arena
Yeah.
and that's why I try to avoid as much as possible, especially when you have a lot of people around you in a very close space. Outdoors, make
have you tried the dye mask?
yeah, I'm planning to. Well, yes and no. I'm planning to get one, but at the same time, I have a friend who about to give me his. It's not the dye mask. He was the from the Empire, uh, the from the Empire.
Yeah.
He's gonna give me his for really cheap. Um, it's the one of the new ins,
Hmm.
the the Empire
What's
PVS mask.
I've never heard of it.
I think I got the wrong. Oh, the
Is it?
EVS. There we go. EVS. If you can see it right there on my screen,
Yeah.
one of these masks.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I'm getting these are because it got the bigger lens compared to dye mask,
Right.
and I'll be able to wear my glasses in it while I play. But yeah, so I never been fan of dye mask regardless because of my face is kind of big
Mm.
and I want to protect more of my around my jawline.
Yeah.
But I like it again. I cannot compare masks until I wear one. So I haven't wear a dye mask, but how I look at it, it look like my face is gonna look mushed in. Compare compare the Empire EVS mask where
Yeah.
I'd be able to be fit comfortably and not to look like a smush mushroom head. Like I have a face mask from the 9mm Pro Shop.
Yeah.
and it's one of those it's a full metal mask, but the problem is it doesn't have ear protections.
Mm.
So that's why you see my some of the later photos where it's like my like I feel like I have a double chin.
Oh yeah.
So I
We all do, bro.
so I
We all do.
so I'm trying to get uh, a mask that doesn't give me a double chin every time somebody take photos of me.
I mean that you're
So
just gonna have to look. You're gonna have to go like this
yeah,
every
but most of the
time.
time, I am looking down while I'm
Yeah.
playing. So
Hey, you ever see the the Instagrams, all bro, it's like every uh female on Instagram that's like a mom, a little bit older, they take their picture like this.
yeah,
They're always like, "Ugh." I'm like, what are you doing? Where are you looking? Like, bro, just go straight on. What the well, I don't like this chin. I'm like, Jesus. What? But you're looking all weird. You're like, bro. Like, I'm like,
I heard that.
they're
I
like
heard
this.
if you take a photo from the up right, it looked like you lost several pounds and you look a lot better because all the lights hit you up compared to
Jesus.
compare from here where the light reflect back at you and you look even
Bucket.
bigger than you are.
Look, double chin everywhere. Oh well,
Yeah.
it's fine.
So yeah, like
I'm looking at your
you
pictures
probably have
now, uh,
yeah.
on your Instagram. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Um, this one, I think it's sharing the right screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So that mask you're talking about, yeah, it's too small for your face.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the not the knockoff of dye masks, but
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like on the friendly budget side.
Yeah.
Uh, like most people say don't buy anything cheap to protect your eyes and your mouth.
Right.
I bought this for $40 online.
Yeah.
So far, I got shot very close range from a very high power rifle,
Yeah.
HPA systems. I got shot multiple times as I was playing as the Juggernauts, and trust me, that masks have saved me a lot
Oh yeah.
from getting hit. It's just that it's just the image of having that double chin, just like that throw away that seriousness of that look and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? I need to get a bigger mask. Like I cannot look like a fat ass every time when somebody taking me a photos of
Now
it.
that one is definitely too small for you. But the
Yeah,
regular, like you can get those dye masks that are like that'll fit perfect, bro. Like they're big enough. Like there's a couple of guys I've talked to that are big guys, like big dudes, and
yeah,
and they wear a dye mask and it fits perfect. It covers everything.
yeah. It's just, again, like
Have you
the
seen
moment
those Rogue Custom?
yeah,
You know that one?
I even hit them up for a
Okay.
custom work.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
haven't
those will fit fine.
yeah, I haven't able to find the funds yet. I asked him if it was like, hey man, will you be able to mimic a image that I had designed back in the days, like my early logo, and place them in my mask? And
Yeah.
I asked him if you can do like a half skeleton and half Oni mask, Oni
Oh, okay.
demon mask.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, yeah, I can do it. And I'm like, okay. But at the same time, um, the money was the issue, so I wasn't able
Sure.
to follow back. But but sooner or later, I'm probably get one of his masks probably next year's, because due to the fact that I am probably gonna launch my first ever project, the Uni project.
Mm,
Basically, I'm trying to reamp everything I have done for the airsoft
yeah.
into more of a not a business perspective, but more of a like exposure perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So like how like I said early in this interview, it's like I want to get known in the community.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to invest myself to become a better person, a better player, and basically a well-known name throughout the airsoft community.
Right.
Yeah, my name's out there. It's just that I'm like more of like a ghost in the past kind of uh kind of thing where people's like, who the heck is Hoonie? Like,
Yeah.
who the hell is this person? I was like I have done enough in the community to establish myself as like a respectable player.
Right.
But
People
at
at
the
your
same
field know
time,
you, and
yeah, but I want to try to help beside like the current community, but I want to bring the new generation in,
yeah.
especially when I'm a because I'm a very strong believer that everybody should treat firearms as it was a real thing, especially
Yeah.
like the airsoft community, where Southern Californians are very hot right now with because of people being a dumbass, putting out airsoft guns out in the public view, and
Yeah.
making it to look like it was a real thing. Like
Yeah.
literally about not long ago, I have a neighbor here in my airport apartment who are just bashing the airsoft guns around
Mm-hmm.
and shooting beer cans on the public parking spot.
Yeah.
And then they make up, and while they're drinking, they're making a large noise. And then I have a Karen as a neighbor
Yeah.
call the cops, and
Jesus.
there was a 7 cops show around,
Jesus.
and it was a yeah. So California is not a place where you can just go into public with a rifle or airsoft
See,
guns in
that's
general.
the sad part. Well, what needs to happen is uh instead of everyone hiding all their guns, everyone you just need to have states like Florida, like Texas, like here in South Carolina, where everyone's used to seeing guns all the time out in public. So people
Yeah,
aren't freaking out when you pull a gun out of your car and walk from here to there or whatever. Like Halloween, I had an
trust me,
airsoft
I'm I'm
shotgun.
I'm I'm from Texas. We're known
Yeah,
for our guns,
right. That's what I'm
but
saying.
but but I'm living in California where politics
Yeah, bro.
are like right up in their ass, and I'm
It's
like,
fucking it's as communist as New York is getting, like yeah, they're trying to get rid of all that shit, but
and not only that, I heard or there was a rumor saying that there was a bill that was passed on along with the firearm control
yeah,
bill in California that the airsoft could be illegal to own
yeah,
in California.
I saw
And
that,
I was like, there's no way they're gonna pass that. I mean,
bro.
like, but I know
Everyone
like
keeps saying that, like, oh, there's no way this is going to happen, there's no way this is going to happen. And this is something that I've never really it comes up all the time online, but and a lot of people, especially airsofters, they don't like to see political stuff posted on airsoft Instagrams or posts or whatever. That's fine, I get that. But the one thing that you should, that airsofters, especially airsofters, should be very aware of and very involved in is who
the two-way.
is for or against gun rights. Because if you are voting for people that uh are against guns and against gun rights, making more, they're for more gun laws and taking away all this kind of shit because whatever, that's eventually going to lead to them attacking airsoft. It's already happening. I just had somebody on in Canada, a couple months ago, that Canada's trying to ban airsoft completely. Okay,
Yeah,
Australia already banned it, and these countries that think that oh, that'll never happen here, just wait, bro. Just fucking wait. See,
I
paintball
mean,
doesn't get in that mix because they don't look
oh,
like
they
real
do.
guns.
They are.
Yeah. Well,
I've
not as
seen
much because they don't look like real
no,
guns,
no,
but
but
the airsoft guns look like real guns.
yeah, but at the same time, the some of the paintball fields that I've
Yeah.
seen have more realistic features now on their on beside the containers they hold their BB
Oh yeah, yeah.
paintballs.
I've seen those. The
But
paintball
but
guns that are
they look
mag fed.
so yeah, but they look so realistic that you can either tell far away that was a
Yeah,
paintball gun or that's a real gun.
right.
And then after that is like California itself is I know it's a shit show place here, but there's a lot of there's a lot of folks that I know are advocating themselves like, hey, I'm gonna try to protest as much as I can for the gun control act and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so that Democrats or whoever is in the government right now say like, look, don't pass this bill, so because you know California is considered to be one of the dangerous places to live in, especially where I'm at.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, we're not gonna. But again, oh, that I know I don't, you know, to me, I don't bring politics to everywhere I go. So
No,
it's
and
the moment when somebody
I
open it
don't
now.
like to either, but you know, the fact is if we keep putting our head in the sand as airsofters and people that love airsoft, if everyone just keeps putting their head in the sand, ignoring it and never talk about this one specific thing. You don't have to talk about, you know, we don't have to talk about politics in general. This one thing though will definitely 100% guarantee affect airsoft in the future if we don't start voting the right way, where you know, if you vote your gun rights away completely, okay, eventually that is the next step, is getting rid of airsoft 100%.
Yeah,
It's
like
already happening in other countries. It's already happened in other countries. You know, the UK, you know, they have very strict gun laws. They're like, well, airsoft's really popular here. Yeah, wait till you get somebody in your parliament or whatever they call it that gets a hair up their ass about, oh, look at all these young kids getting turned on to guns because of airsoft.
yeah,
Bro,
I'm like
that's all it
like
takes. You know?
like like every time I'm look on Instagram or Facebook, there's like at least once a while you will see California headlines like kids
Yeah.
got shot at the public spot, or there's a lot of reports where people got seized and they brought all their airsoft guns out for a display of look what we took out.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous menace. I'm like, those are airsoft guns. Those are
Yeah.
not real guns. But they still posted like they
Like
like
it's
broke
super
down like a
dangerous. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But
so yeah, so well,
so you've been in
like
airsoft for a while. And what with the guys you run with now, what'd you
funny
say
thing is
you're
I don't run with teams. That's it. I'm
right,
more
but
of
you have a
a
few friends you've made that
yeah.
you guys play at what was the field you play at?
I my home field is at Cold Red Airsoft Park
Code Red, that's it. Okay.
on in Lug Elsinore, but due to the due to recent events that I have aligned myself with the tactical league as a like you know like as a regular players.
Yeah.
I've been going to SC Village in Corona.
Oh,
I
okay.
went to I just recently went to Hollywood Sport Park at
Yep.
August, I think. August or I
Oh
it was
shit,
supposed
yeah.
the thing is that I don't go very much out exploring new field as I wanted to due to the
Right.
fact that gas price here is just literally $7, $8 a gallon.
Yeah, that's
Plus, I
crazy,
have a
bro.
truck that kill gas.
Oh shit.
um,
You know what it is
yeah,
here right
and
now in
plus
South
the
Carolina?
like
It's three
three
dollars and
forty
three
ish.
cents. $3 303. Yeah,
I'm over
baby.
here struggling $30 on,
Oh yeah.
but
And we can carry our guns around on this thing
plus
now. Okay.
I don't make okay whatever, but still like plus the California traffic
Yeah,
um
no.
is really bad. So I'm trying to come home on as a normal time as much as possible. Is like I don't want to spend more than at least an hour and a half drive
Sure.
back and forward.
Yep.
But yeah, so Code Red is my home field, but SE Village is more frequent visit that I play at Airsoft. This is a tactical league
Yeah.
involvement. Um, I have few coming up soon. That one I'm going to I'm just gonna play with my couple of my friends at Code Red
Yeah.
next Saturday if I
Okay.
can. And then there's gonna be a charity event down in giant airsoft field in San Diego,
Yeah.
where basically they're gonna do a charity event where they're gonna basically help fallen veterans children's to give them like Christmas presents or money donation, whatever they could to
Yeah.
help the family needs after the loved ones have fallen from
Gotcha.
combat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take part of that as a because me being a veteran and I have like a little girl as kind of connect home for me. So
Sure.
I'm gonna help and support my friend Team Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the he's getting really popular down here in
I
Southern
think I
California,
what's
where
it what's it?
everybody basically are team brother team Brotherhood Airsoft.
Yeah, I swear I
Kyle
follow them.
Smith,
Yeah, because
I think you did, or
yeah, I do follow them. Okay. Yeah, I knew I recognized that.
so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, I'm planning to go and hang out with them and
Yeah.
see what's the how their event is like. Even though
Right.
I've been telling them for a year now that I'm gonna go to their host days, and I'm like kind of like I don't very frequently visit. I don't visit San Diego as much as I do on the north side of Cal on the
Well,
north
sure, yeah, because
portion of the Southern Cal.
it's a long drive, yeah.
It's far. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I'm like I am I am trying to save money
Yeah.
just because of gas
Well, damn,
and
yeah,
the
that's got
event
to be
ticket.
tough with gas prices like that. Jesus.
Yeah, that's like he keep asking me, it's like, hey, do you want to come and visit play with us? I'm like, yes, I want to, but there's my reason, Kyle. Gas.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
cannot
dude,
just drive down there and come back.
for real.
And
Yeah,
plus
that's
my truck is and
what
my
kind of
truck is
truck you
not
got?
very I have a 99 Dodge Durango,
Mm,
and I'm trying to get another vehicle, but I mean, Sam, I mean, I'm working 80 hours a week, and
holy
bills
shit.
just everywhere, and I'm just it's like again, airsoft is my passion. It's just that I just don't have time to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
airsoft very frequently.
No, not with you have a little
So yeah,
kid,
but
and you're working that much.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude,
yeah,
that
my
takes
life
up
is
a lot
very
of
full
time
and
for
tight.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
hear
yeah,
you.
that's it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Well, where can people find you on online right now?
All right. So in Instagram, it's under its underscore Hoonie HOONIE. Um, that's my Instagram, and I have a small YouTube channels that I kind of barely use right now,
Okay.
even though I have 31 subscribers.
Nice.
It's it's the same concept. It's just without the underscore. So it's
It's Hoonie.
Hoonie underscore, and you will see my signature logo with the tactical helmet and a Uni red mask.
Mm-hmm.
That was commission work from Tactical Dork from
Oh shit.
from
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yes. Corey, I need to get you on here, bro. For real. I see his work everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I he was at Tactical League about a week like a month, a week in Arizona, because
Okay.
that's where he reside at.
Yeah.
But he did a really good video footage, especially when he's about to drop a fan made Rainbow Six Siege video, and
Yeah.
I really want to see it. And And I asked him, like, so when is part 2 coming? So yeah, I'm a really big fan of his work.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's
Also
cool.
uh, yeah, that's my other passion is like hobby is like I try to make as much video editing contents out there, video
Mm,
contents. Um, but again, I'm trying to work on. I'm basically trying to revamp everything. That's why I say I'm trying to make a as a as a Oni project.
gotcha.
Everything's gonna change for me. Guns gonna change, my loadout's gonna change, my
Okay.
perspective of airsoft's gonna change. So yeah, like I haven't finalized it how I wanted it,
Right.
but like I said, 2023 is gonna be that year where I break it or make it. So
Gotcha.
and yeah,
Well,
there's a lot of
we're
things I have in my
looking forward to seeing all the new shit coming out for you, man. That's good.
yeah, especially when I have uh an armor that I just trying to make out of scratch.
Hell yeah. That's cool. Yeah, we definitely look
All
forward to
right.
those projects coming up. But I appreciate you being on, man, and look forward to having you on again in the future when you have all your new stuff.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Awesome, man. You have a good night, brother.